morning, it's Tuesday. My name's Katie Faye. I'm on Weight Watchers, and this is what I eat in a day. I just got home from the gym. I have a little bit before I have to clock into work, and I'm gonna make myself an omelet. Since this omelet seems to be something that's going to be making a regular appearance, I thought I'd show you how I make it.
It's omelet time, baby. So, I'm making a turkey egg white omelet. So the first thing I need to do is get my filling ready for the omelet. So the filling that I need to prepare is 2 ounces of turkey breast, a sweet pepper, and a little bit of spinach. I used my OXO chopper to prepare all of those things. It's probably not, I found the OXO chopper's weakness, and that is the turkey breast. It doesn't do well with soft things. However, it still is quicker than using a knife. So some tips if you're going to be lazy like me and use the OXO chopper is to get your turkey like all bundled up into one little roll. That way it's more of a solid. Does that make sense? If you have like one thin sheet, then it's probably going to get stuck and not chop all the way through. But if you have enough turkey there that it's going to have resistance, it'll go through a little bit easier. And then do your turkey first, followed by your pepper, so that as you add your pepper in, you can kind of strategically place it on the grid, and help it push the turkey through. And then, of course, my favorite feature of the OXO chopper is the little blue thing that goes on the back of the grid. That just makes getting all of the stuff that didn't go through out so much easier. So I honestly just cooked this until the spinach that I add in was wilted. And at that point, I was ready to add it to my omelet. Now, my omelet did turn into scrambled eggs. But this is only the second time I've ever tried to make an omelet, by the way. So, not surprised. But I will tell you what my mistake is. I should have had my omelet pan preheating a little bit so that it was hot when I dumped the egg in. However, I didn't. I turned the pan on right before I started and then dumped the eggs into the cold pan. So they started to cook, but I wasn't paying attention to when I needed to stir it. And then I broke the eggs before I even added the topping in. While I'm waiting for my filling to cook, by the way, I just went ahead and took the rest of my turkey breast that I had and prepped it into these containers for 2 ounces at a time because 2 ounces is 1 serving. So I went ahead and prepped that for the rest of the week to make life a little bit easier. Now back to the omelet situation. I used cooking spray today, which I think did work better than the I can't believe it's not butter yesterday. So next time I make this, I will try cooking spray again, but just like I said, preheat the pan so that the omelet starts cooking. Because I think another reason it didn't work is because the cold egg in the pan was mixing with the oil, the cooking spray, so it didn't have that nonstick barrier, and then I had some extra turkey, so I split it into 2 pieces and gave it each to my dogs because they were being super cute in the morning. And then I just used a carton of egg whites. It was easier than separating my own egg whites there, and I probably used about half a cup, maybe a quarter cup of the egg whites, enough to cover the bottom of the pan. And again, that pan should have been hot. I think that would have been my ticket to having a successful omelet. But we're learning. So once the egg whites turn from clear to white is when I added in my filling right in the middle. And then on top of the filling, I also added some pico de gallo, which if you don't know what pico de gallo is, it is chopped tomatoes, onions, and a little bit of jalapeno, but don't let that get in your head because it's not spicy at all. And honestly, like a life hack, I just buy pico de gallo anytime I'm going to need some chopped tomatoes on hand because all the work is already done for you. So I added some pico de gallo, and then I added some feta cheese on top. I think the feta the combination of the feta, turkey, and egg white is probably my favorite part of this omelet. It is so tasty. But I sprinkled in a little bit of feta cheese. Well, I was about to sprinkle it in, but then I wanted to see how good I am at guessing, because I was guessing that it was going to be 3 tablespoons, and it turns out the amount of feta cheese I had in my hand was actually only 2. So I'm glad I measured, because otherwise I would have tracked 3 and only eaten 2, and then that point would have been wasted. And we don't waste points, especially on feta cheese. We gotta eat all of the feta cheese. So added that into the omelet, and then as soon as the feta was in, I added my pico de gallo. I did 2 tablespoons, not because I was measuring it, because pico de gallo is 0 points anyway, but because I didn't want to dirty up another spoon. So I just used the measuring spoon to add the pico de gallo to the omelet. And once all of that was in, I tried to fold it. But like I said, at this point, I already knew that I was going to end up with scrambled eggs. So as soon as that didn't go well, I just scrambled everything and added them to a plate. And then there was a little bit of burnt egg stuck at the bottom of my pan, so I just tried to scrape as much of that off as possible, and then I sprayed it with some Dawn dish soap to hopefully let that soak and come off easily, which it definitely did. I, even in scrambled egg form, love this omelet. It's so tasty. So as I mentioned yesterday, I am still new at making omelets. Yesterday was my first one. So we ended up with egg white scramble this morning. But because I used cooking spray instead of the I can't believe it's not butter, it's only 4 points, which is super exciting. It has been a little bit of a crazy day at work today. But I had, at around 1 o'clock, I had 2 clementine oranges, or I think they might be mandarin cuties. I had 2 cuties. And then that's all I've had, other than obviously I had my omelet scramble this morning. I didn't need to end up eating fruit with that, because by the time I ate that little scramble, it was, I was full. And then, like I said, around 1 o'clock, I had some cuties, and now I'm having some carrots and celery with an ounce of my homemade ranch dressing, which is 2 points. So sorry I haven't been filming as much every time I eat something today, but like I said, it's been crazy at work. It's my dad's birthday, and we are going to dinner tonight. I have no idea where we're going. We're gonna decide what we're hungry for when we get to his house. So, which isn't ideal for dieting, but that's kind of why I'm having a little lighter, just snacky kind of day. Plus that egg scramble is it really sticks with you. I just around 1 o'clock, I was like, meh, I could go for a snack. And now again, it's 5 o'clock and I'm like, meh, I could go for a snack. So, that's why I'm trying to have a little bit of a lighter day. And then of course, we'll see what we get up to tonight. Okay, so for dinner, we ended up going to a little Italian place for my dad's birthday, and I got a meatball sub and french fries, and I ate half of it, so that's what I'm showing you here, the half that was left over. I'm gonna let my husband take this to work for lunch tomorrow because it was 28 points. It was 14 points for the half a sub and 14 points for the french fries, for a total of 28 points for dinner. Which means I did have to dip into my weeklies a little bit, but I am still within my healthy eating zone. So that is good news, and that's what my weeklies are there for. So happy birthday to my dad. Dinner was delicious, and yeah, I'm going to bed now. Night. Good morning. It is Wednesday. I got up this morning. I got dressed. I was getting ready to go to the gym. I weighed in. But then I saw on the news that there is a small fire in the kitchen of my gym, which I didn't even know my gym had. I go to the Y. I didn't even know they had a kitchen, but apparently they do, and there was a fire in it. So I think I am just going to take it as a rest day and snuggle this little doggy. But yeah, I did weigh in, and I lost 0.7 pounds, which is super exciting because it means I've lost 15 pounds total since starting Weight Watchers.
So yeah, I was really excited to see that this morning. I'm gonna take an extra rest day before I have to get to work. And I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. I post videos like this all the time. And thanks so much for watching. Okay, bye!